What do ancient occult teachings, secret societies, global music icons, and geopolitical power players have in common? In this video, we dive deep into a hidden web of ideological networks, spiritual symbolism, and power alliances, stretching from Detroit to London, Mecca to Rome, and from underground rap scenes to billion-dollar global finance. This isn't a story about individuals. It's a story about influence and how symbols, ideas, and beliefs are used to shape entire generations. Section 1. Origins of secret societies and supreme mathematics. Throughout history, secret societies have emerged with their own symbolic systems, codes, and philosophies. One such group is the 5% Nation, or Nation of Gods and Earths, born out of 1960s Harlem. Its teachings, based on what's called supreme mathematics, blend numerology, spiritual allegory, and Afrocentric philosophy. Some scholars argue these are reinterpretations of older mystical systems, similar to Kabbalah or Masonic lore. High-profile artists in hip-hop, ranging from Rakim to RZA, have referenced these teachings in their lyrics. Whether allegory or allegiance, their influence is undeniable. But where do these ideas come from? Section 2. The Nation of Islam, Masonic Roots and Occult Mergers. The Nation of Islam is one of the most powerful Afrocentric religious movements in America. Its founder, Wallace Fard Muhammad, remains an enigma. Some say his origins trace back to esoteric orders or intelligence circles. Over the decades, NOI evolved into both a religious and political movement. In the 21st century, some claim it has merged with non-traditional spiritual paths, even integrating teachings from Scientology, as seen in its embrace of Dianetics under Minister Louis Farrakhan. It's important to understand, in this realm, spirituality and political influence often blur. The term Masonic is used frequently in connection with these groups, not always as a literal connection to Freemasonry, but rather to imply ritualism, hierarchy, and coded power structures. Section 3. Cultural influence through music and symbolism. Artists like Jay Electronica and Jay-Z have repeatedly referenced mystic concepts and symbols in their lyrics and performances. Jay Electronica, who openly identifies with the 5% Nation, has stirred attention not just for his cryptic rhymes, but also for his associations with elite families, like the Rothschilds, and his appearance in ceremonial garb linked to the fruit of Islam. Jay-Z, too, wears a 5% medallion in public, raps about the ancient scientist Yaqub, and uses symbols long associated with occult traditions, including the diamond sign, interpreted by some as an all-seeing eye variation. Are these symbols simply expressions of personal identity, or are they a signal of deeper affiliations? Section 4. Occult structures and global connections. Many researchers point to a web of elites, families, organizations, and financiers who are loosely bound by ideological secrecy and ritualistic structures. Some claim there are connections between the black nobility of Europe, ancient Islamic dynasties such as the Fatimids and Ismailis, modern Middle Eastern monarchs, and wealthy figures in music, sports, and entertainment. This so-called shadow network isn't necessarily a single conspiracy, but rather a complex tangle of competing power blocks, often using symbolism and belief systems as instruments of social control. From secret societies like the Hashishins and Knights Templar to modern ideological offshoots, the echoes of the past are loud. Section 5. Gangs, ritualism, and street politics. Some of the more controversial claims revolve around the intersection of street organizations, esoteric symbolism, and organized crime. Groups such as the Almighty Vice Lord Nation, Black Disciples, and Peastone Nation have been alleged to use Egyptian, Islamic, or Masonic symbols within their ranks, raising questions about whether certain spiritual movements have been infiltrated or mimicked by criminal groups for legitimacy or psychological control. Some rappers and entertainers associated with these scenes are seen by critics not just as performers, but as public faces for occult influence subcultures. Again, these are not blanket accusations, but investigations into influence, not identity. Section 6. Geopolitics, banking, and ideology export. Beyond music and philosophy, we must also look at finance and global infrastructure. Middle Eastern banking institutions with ties to royal families, operating from Geneva to London, serve as major players in wealth transfer, opaque funding networks, and philanthropic fronts. Companies like BlackRock are often cited in conspiracy circles as financial umbrellas used to shield international flows of power and capital, though direct proof remains elusive.